Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, welcome to BNB Bags, and welcome to Leather World. On this YouTube channel, we'll be taking ourselves on series teaching regarding to leather and everything that has to do with leather. And this is the first of its kind, and this is the first teaching. So sit, enjoy, and let's take the ride together. So like, subscribe, and comment. Leather is a waste from the meat industry. Leather is gotten from hide or skin, and leather is a refined outcome of hide or skin. So what is hide and what is skin? Hide are leather gotten from mature animal. Hide are gotten from larger animal. They have larger body area and they are thick or they have stiffness in them. Animal like mature cattle, animal like mature antelope, animal like mature crocodiles, animal like mature tigers. So like we get hide from mature animal as a whole, and since they are mature, their hide tend to be thick and their hide tend to have stiffness in them. And mostly we make products like large industrial material, like large leather goods, like thick footwear, like thick footwear like boots. We make thick leather jackets from hide. So we make different things from hide, and those products that are made from hide tend to have thickness in them. While skin, on the other hand, are made from are gotten from smaller animal. Smaller animal like goat, like sheep, like lamb, like ram. These animal have larger these animal have smaller skin area. They are not that big. Their skin are tender. Yeah, their skin are tender and their skin are lighter. So what you get from skin: leather belts, bags, light footwear. You get your smaller leather goods from hide. You get your smaller industrial goods from hide. You get your gloves from hide. Since they are tender, they don't have thickness. So what you mostly get from your skin are smaller or lighter leather products, unlike the hide that have thickness and stiffness in them. And also our furnitures, like those thick furnitures, we get it from hide. Automotive, luxurious vehicles, chairs, we get it from hide. So from hide we tend to get products that are tougher, products that are thicker, products that have stiffness in them. So we get products that are thicker from stiff, while from the skin we get lighter products due to the skin have that tenderness in their nature. They are not that thick. So in a short note, hide have thickness and they are gotten from larger animal, while skin, on the other hand, have tenderness and they are gotten from smaller animal. Smaller animal, as I mentioned earlier, like goat, like pig, like calf, like lamb, while the hide are gotten from larger animal like mature cattle, and they have larger area in them, and their product and their skin, that's hide, is used in the manufacturing of thicker material. So guys, I'll just add a little chip of the history of leather. So the history of leather came as a result of evolution and changes and the consumption of meat. Should we throw this skin away? Should we make use of this skin like that and like that? Now, initially, leather was used for clothing and for just shelter alone, like for protection of the body. But in the 400 BC in Egypt and Hebrew, they tend to preserve their leather using trees bark and herb, and that brought about the vegetable tanning process. And in my next video, we'll be talking about the type of tanning, the process of tanning, the difference between real leather and genuine leather. So sit down and come along with me. So, because I said earlier, this will be a series teaching. So in Egypt and Hebrew, around the 400 BC, that's around 400 BC before Christ, they tend to make use of the vegetable tanning process, whereby they use tree bark, they make use of herb in the preserving of their hide and of their skin. But around the mid-age period, the Arab also brought about their own revolution and how to preserve their leather. And in the 19th century, with the introduction of bigger machine in the production and the preserving of leather, that also brought about colorful leathers, and that also brought about the acceptance of leather in the manufacturing of different products. And as things goes and things comes around, then the introduction of chrome preservation of leather was also brought, and that includes the using of chemical to preserve leather. So guys, that will take us to the uses of leather. What are the uses of leather? Leathers are used for different things. Leathers are used for bags, leathers are used for belts, leathers are used for gloves, leathers are used for shoes. Leather can be used for different things. Mostly if you look at our boats, you see a particular side where leather is used to beautify the boat. It is used as a resistance for water. So leather can be used for different things based on how you want to make use of it, based on the ideas that you are having. So leather can be used for different features, different things. So what are the features of leather? Everything has its property and everything has its features. So likewise leather, it has its own features. So what are the features of leather? The features of leather include: one, leather is water resistant. I'm just saying water. I don't know why. Water. Leather have longevity. Leather is water resistant, as I said. Leather is flexible. Leather have that flexibility in heat that you can turn it to anything that you want it to be. So it can be a bag, it can be a shoe, it can be a glove, it can be a leather jacket, it can be anything. So leather is flexible, and leather is resistant to abrasion. So leather is it has that resistance in it. Now, for example, if we look at those that engage in boxing, they normally put on their leather gloves. So, like, irrespective of the aggression they use in fighting or punching their opponent, that glove still remain intact. So leather has that resistance to tearing. It has that resistance to abrasion. And also, leather it gives warmth. Leather gives warmth. It gives comfort. Not only that, leather gives protection. So leather has different properties, and they include, let me just give a summary of the properties of leather. The summary includes, so leather properties include its water resistance, it gives warmth and comfort for protection, it has longevity, it has resistance to tearing and abrasion, etc. Now, how can you save your hide and your skin? As I said earlier, like, subscribe, and comment. So I want to know other things about leather that you know about leather, and I want to know how interesting this teaching it is to you. So now, there was a way how leather was being saved and preserved in the in the mid age and in the olden days. Now they tend to make use of the common salt, like the salt that we use to cook. They tend to make use of the common salt in the preservation of heat and skin. And also they tend to make use of the cooling or the chilling process. About putting your leather in a big refrigerator, and that process preserve heat and skin for a shorter period of time. And then you can also preserve your heat and skin through the air drying. Like you dry it outside, you air it outside, and when you air it outside, you sprinkle little common salt on it to prevent maggot and fungi from growing on it. So my guys, this is the end of the teaching series. So in our next class we'll be talking about the different tanning process. Tanning means processing of leather. So in our next class we'll be talking about how leathers are tanned. We'll be talking about tannery, because tannery is different from tanning. And also we'll be talking about how to identify real leather from genuine leather, because with the introduction of chemicals and leather is also made from heat. So I want us to know the difference between the genuine leather and the fax leather, or the, let me just say, inferior. No, it's not really inferior, because when you make use of it to make a bag, it comes out beautifully. So in our next class we'll be talking about how to differentiate between fax leather and the genuine leather, and we'll talk about the tanning process. That's the processing of hide and skin, how it's moved from being hide and skin to beautiful leathers used in making bags, shoes, and other beautiful accessories. So my guys, thank you for watching. Bye.